Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering tutorial. I would like to thank you for watching this video, and today we're going to be talking about the different parts to attacking and blocking, and going more in depth than the how to play your turn video, going over some of the more specific things that could happen in an attack phase. So, I set up a hypothetical situation here. I'm attacking with, or he's attacking me, I should say. He is attacking me with two creatures. Now, both of these creatures have an ability called flying, and that makes it so that only creatures with flying or reach could block it. And I don't want to go too in depth about the abilities because that's for another video. Um, but so he's attacking me with two creatures. Now I have two creatures to block with, and this creature is it's a 1/3, and this creature is a 4/4. Now both of them have flying, so we're okay. So we can block both of its creatures if we want to. So, the way this works is, he just sends the creatures at me. He says, I'm gonna attack you, and I have to decide whether or not I'm gonna block or not. So, just for the sake of this, situation, I'm gonna say I'm only gonna block one of them. Now, what is gonna happen is, this is the attacking and blocking phase is where the game gets really complicated. This is the most complicated part of playing the game, because this is where a lot of things matter. This is like where you could win the game or you could lose the game. So he declares attackers. He's gonna send these two creatures at me. I don't want this creature to die. So I'm gonna send this creature to block this creature. So this creature has defender and flying. So this creature has flying, so we can block it. And the defender makes it so that he can only block. So, I mean, he's doing his job. He can only block, right? So this creature, when it blocks, they deal damage to each other. Normally they would. So if I were to block this creature, they would both deal 4 damage to each other, and they would both go to the graveyard. But this is where things could start getting complicated. So this creature says prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to Gargamosa. So that would prevent any damage that this creature would deal to this creature. So the 4 damage that would normally destroy this 1/3 would deal no damage to it. And that's what makes this a really cool card. Because it's just kind of it's a free block. You get to block whatever you want and not have to worry about it. Because, you know, it has flying, it can block everything, and it has defender. That's what it's there for. It's meant to be a blocker. It was born to be a blocker. So this creature attacks. It deals 0 combat damage to the Gargamosa, but the Gargamosa does not say when it does not say it doesn't deal damage. So the Gargamosa still deals 1 damage to this creature. Now, this isn't like Hearthstone, where their defense slash health stays the same. At the end of the turn, the health goes back, or the defense goes back to normal. So, until the end of his turn, this creature will be a 4/3, technically, because it would have taken 1 damage from the Gargamosa. So, that makes it so that it makes it easier to kill later if needed. Now, I do believe... No. Okay, that has nothing to do with it. So, say I blocked this creature with this creature. Now, normally they would both just destroy each other, right? Well, these two would just destroy each other, and this one would go through and hit me for 4 damage. So I could do something about that. I could kind of do something about it. This is the one card that I have set aside. Um, it could either I could either so this card has 3 abilities, and it's counter target non-creature spell-unless controller pays 2 colorless mana. Now that has nothing to do with what we're doing. Uh, or is it charm deals 2 damage to target creature? See, that's something that we can work with here. Or it deals, or I can draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. So 2 of these abilities we can use. 2 of these abilities would work. So in response to these creatures attacking me, and when I block, like I talked about how in the previous video, how there's the kind of the metaphorical part where it doesn't exactly exist, but it's where you would play your spells, like, because that's where you kind of pause in the turn, because you got to react to everything happening. I could play this Is It Charm. Now, dealing 2 damage to this creature or this creature wouldn't really help me out. But I could draw 2 cards. I would have to discard 2 cards, so if I had 1 card already in my hand, I had this card, then I could just draw 2 cards, right? And then say I don't like either of these cards, I could just send them to the graveyard. And just keep this card. So that's kind of like some of the nitty-gritty to attacking and blocking. There's lots of different interactions. So, like, I do believe, actually... So, say this creature wasn't blocked, right? I'm just looking at all the situations I have on the board here. So, say it's just these creatures again. So, say I block this creature. I don't want this creature to get destroyed. So, this creature makes it through. So, what this creature says is, whenever Necromaster Dragon deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 2 colorless mana. So, this is his creature. So, say he deals combat damage to me, right? So, say he pays 2. So if you do, you get a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield, and each opponent puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So basically what that means is, when this deals combat damage to me, because it wasn't blocked, then he would get a 2/2 zombie creature token. And each opponent would have to take the top 2 cards of their library and put them into their graveyard, no matter what they are. And so that's kind of how some of the different interactions work, and there's lots and lots of more interactions during attacking. Like, this creature, if I were attacking, this creature has to be blocked by 2 or more creatures. So he would have to block with these 2 at least. Actually, let's just go through this hypothetical. So, if I were to attack with this creature, it has to be blocked by 2 or more creatures. So, he decides that he doesn't want to take the 4 damage from this creature. So, he blocks with both these creatures. Now, both of these creatures in total, have plenty of damage to take down this creature. This creature only has 4 defense, and both of these have 4 attack. So, but they also have 4 defense. Now, if I remember correctly... No, it can't. So, don't worry about what I was thinking about. So, it has to be blocked by 2 creatures. So, he blocks with 2 creatures. So, when a creature is blocked with more than 1 creature, you get to choose how the damage from this creature is assigned. So, I can choose to deal all 4 damage from this creature to this one, or this one. Or, if for some reason these 2 are already weakened, or one of them is already weakened, I can deal 3 damage to this one, and 1 damage to this one, or 2 damage to this one, or 2 damage to this one. and you can kind of just assign the damage to whatever creature would benefit you the most for assigning damage to it. So that kind of wraps up the attacking and blocking step, and I wanted to go a little bit more in depth into this because it's where a lot of stuff happens, and I I would go over more creatures and more hypotheticals, but that would require me, because the main reason that I would have to go over is because the creatures have different abilities, and I want to go over the basic abilities in a different video because there's lots of different kinds of abilities, and I want to have an entire video dedicated to that. So that's the attacking and blocking. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful, and go ahead and talk down in the comments. Try and give each other some help if you still don't understand something. I'd like to thank you for checking out our app, or if you just found this on YouTube, I'd like to thank you, and hope you have fun learning Magic.